You snapped today. Maybe it was something small, a text that took too long, a tone of voice, someone chewing too loud. And now you're sitting there thinking, why do I react like this? Here's the truth nobody has told you yet. That anger you feel? It's not actually anger. It's a wound. And every time you overreact, your past is speaking louder than your present. Welcome to the Psychology IQ Network, where we decode the dark side of the human mind. Most people think anger is the problem, so they try to control it, suppress it, apologize for it, but here's what they don't understand: anger is never the root. It's the symptom. Psychology calls this emotional dysregulation, when your nervous system has been so damaged by past pain that it can't tell the difference between a small inconvenience and a real threat. You're not broken. You're programmed. And something or someone programmed you this way. By the end of this video, you will never look at your anger the same way again. Red flag 1, you were taught that your feelings were wrong. Pay attention to this one. If you grew up in a house where crying meant weakness, where being upset got you punished, or ignored, your brain learned something dangerous. It learned that soft emotions aren't safe. So it converted everything into anger. Sadness became rage. Fear became aggression. Hurt became explosion. Psychology calls this affect substitution. Your brain swaps a vulnerable feeling for an aggressive one, because aggression feels safer than pain. If you were ever told, "Stop crying," or "I'll give you something to cry about, this one is for you." Sound familiar? Keep watching. Red flag 2, someone chronically disrespected your boundaries. Here's where it gets dark. When someone repeatedly crosses your boundaries, a parent, a partner, a boss, your nervous system goes into a permanent state of threat. It starts scanning, always watching, always waiting for the next violation. So now, even when nothing is wrong, your brain fires the alarm anyway. A slightly wrong tone, a look, a pause before responding. Your body says danger before your mind can say wait. This is called hypervigilance, and it turns ordinary moments into emotional emergencies. You're not overreacting. You were overstrained to survive someone who was genuinely dangerous. Red flag 3, you internalize someone else's rage. This is the part nobody talks about. If you lived with an angry person, a raging parent, a volatile partner, you didn't just witness their anger. You absorbed it. Your nervous system modeled theirs. It learned that this is how humans respond to stress. Psychology calls this emotional contagion. Through trauma bonding, you literally downloaded their anger like a virus. And now it lives in you, firing at moments they used to fire. Sound like anyone you know? Red flag 4, you've never been allowed to feel safe. Let's be real. Calm people come from calm environments. If your baseline growing up was chaos, unpredictability, walking on eggshells, never knowing what mood the house would be in, then calm feels wrong to your nervous system. Your body doesn't know how to exist in peace, so it creates conflict to feel normal. This is called trauma reenactment, unconsciously recreating the emotional environment you grew up in. You don't want to be angry. Your nervous system just doesn't know any other. Homered flag 5, your anger is actually grief. This one will hit different. Under almost every rage there is loss. Loss of safety, loss of love, loss of a childhood you deserved but never got. Anger is grief with nowhere to go. When you scream over something small, you're not screaming about that thing, you're screaming about every time you were hurt and had no voice. Every time you swallowed it. Every time you smiled through pain. Your body kept the score. And now, it's collecting. Now here's what most psychology channels won't tell you. Your anger is not the enemy. The people who made you this way, they want you to believe you're the problem, that you're too much, that you're unstable. Because if you're busy hating yourself for your reactions, you never look at what caused them. This is called Darvo deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. The person who broke your nervous system now points at your broken nervous system as proof that you are the toxic one. You were set on fire. And now they're calling you dangerous for burning. Here's what's true. Your anger kept you alive. It was the only protection you had when you had nothing else, but you don't need that armor anymore. Now that you understand where it comes from, you can start choosing your response instead of inheriting someone else's. You are not your triggers. You are not your past. And you are absolutely not the person they convinced you that you were. If this video just explained something you've felt your whole life, subscribe to the Psychology IQ Network, because your mind deserves the truth. Now tell me in the comments what emotion is hiding underneath your anger.